Hello everyone, welcome to Orun Academic Sphere, a channel meant for B.ed content, TET and CTET preparation. If you are new to our channel, please subscribe to our channel. In last class, we looked into lecture cum demonstration method in detail, and today we will be discussing about project method, its steps, advantages and disadvantages, which is from Science Pedagogy of B.ed. Okay, let's begin our class today. Firstly, let's look into the meaning of project method. Project method is an effective teaching strategy. It is an effective teaching strategy meant for secondary science classes. It involves the purposeful and engaging activities which is conducted in its natural environment or natural setting. Okay, project is a purposeful and wholehearted activity. Purposeful and wholehearted activity which is usually carried or conducted in its natural environment, and this method is an effective teaching strategy for secondary science classes. Okay, now let's look into project method steps. The first step in the project method is setting the stage or providing a situation in which the projects should originally it should organically stem from the students, or it should arise from the students needs and interests, avoiding imposition. Project should never be imposed on them. It should be organically stemmed, or it should arise from the students need and interest. Okay, and teacher must create an environment. Students, the environment should be democratic. Teachers create an environment for students to democratically select projects. Teacher should provide a chance to every student to select their projects democratically, which includes offerings such as construction of motor, telescope, organizing an exhibition, planning a field trip, or this construction of motor and telescope comes in physics method. For biology, production of biofuels or gardening, etc. Like this, teacher may give different projects to perform, and it should never be imposed on them. Students must select the projects based on their needs and interest. Teacher must create an environment for students to select the projects democratically. Okay, and in second step is it choosing the project or selecting the project. Setting the stage is the first step, and choosing the project is second step. In the step one, teacher gives different kinds of projects in front of students, and he gives a provision for students to select them democratically. In second step is the choosing of project. In this step, teachers guide students in selecting projects that addresses real needs. See here, that addresses real needs, emphasizing commonality, acceptability, clear purpose, and ability of students to provide reasons for their choice. Students should choose the project which should fulfill all this. They must address the real needs. They must be have a commonality, and they must be acceptable by all the people, and they must have clear purpose, and they must give a ability of students to provide reasons for their choice why they have chosen particular project. Okay, and the project qualities include applicability, timeliness, challenge, and feasibility. So these are all the qualities of the project. So in above given projects, students may select either construction of motor or production of biofuel or anything. Okay, suppose let's take a construction of motor from physics and production of biofuels from the biology. Okay, a group of students select the construction of motor and production of biofuels. Now the project has been selected. Let's look into further steps what they need to do. And the third step is planning. Okay, in planning is a crucial for project success. With teacher must have a multiple plans to address potential difficulties. If students feel difficulty in planning, teacher should have multiple plans in his mind to give suggestions whenever students need. So what the students will do in planning means they will write the plans or document the plans. They will participate in discussions, and they plan for collecting theory and necessary materials. Guidance in documenting principles. Teacher must give a guidance in writing principles, and they must plan for required materials and cost involved, okay, etc. So here students must plan for collection of theory, what are all the materials necessary for the project, and the what are all the what we say costs involved in for that project. And teacher should give a guidance in documenting the principle behind that project. Okay, we have for our example we have chosen the construction of motor and production of biofuel as a projects, right? So in this step they will plan for, suppose let's take a construction of motor. For construction of motor they will plan for its working principles. Students will plan for working principles, what are all the materials required for that construction of motor and cost involved. They will collect the theory behind its working and necessary materials. Okay, in the same case it applies for the production of biofuels. They will essentially they have to collect the theory. Here they won't require the principles. Here they need to look for the life cycle of the organisms, or which organisms is better for production of biofuels, and required materials, sample collection, etc. Okay, understood. Then our next step is execution. After planning we have to execute our project according to our plan. Okay, teachers assist students in executing the chosen project, emphasizing patience and careful observation. While execution, teachers and students must have a lot of patience because it consumes lot of time, no? And teacher must carefully supervise the students if is there any damages, or to avoid any mistakes and damages. Okay, here students teacher must observe the students manipulative skills. Why means to avoid the wastage of material and to prevent the accidents. Okay, so that's why teacher must carefully supervise the students. And in this step the work is assigned to all the students based on students interests and capabilities, with constant guidance and encouragement. In execution, teacher must ensure that every student get a chance to do something. So that's why he will assign our works based on students' interest and capabilities. Okay. For this, let us take our examples, that is construction of motors and production of biodiesels. In this step, some students are said to collect the theory. Some students are instructed to collect the theory. Some students are asked to write the principles, and some students are asked to collect the required materials. Like this, each member of the group must ensure that they have something to do and something to contribute for the project. Okay. Then our next step is evaluation. Both students and teachers must evaluate the project according to the plans, execution difficulties, and achieved results. Both teachers and students must evaluate the project considering what they have planned and difficulties they faced while execution and what the results they have achieved. How they will evaluate means they will check the project's functionality, whether it's functioning or not, and identify if it's not function. They will identify the reasons for failure, and they will come up with the necessary corrections. Okay, then documentation. Next step is our documentation or record. Students must maintain a comprehensive record of project, including proposals, plans, discussions, assigned duties, details of visits and surveys. Okay, so at the end of the project, students must maintain the complete record, which should include the what the plans they have done and discussions they have made, and duties assigned to different students, and details if they have visited any places or surveys, they should include those details also in that document. Okay, so these are all the steps of the project method. Now let's look into teacher's role in project method. In the project method, the teacher serves as a guide, friend, and philosopher. So here all the work will be done by the students only. Teacher will serve as a guide, friend, and philosopher. He encourages collaborative work. Usually project will be carried out in group of students. No, individually they won't carry. So teacher encourages the collaborative work of the students, which helps to avoid mistakes, ensures each group member contributes, and maintains a democratic atmosphere. Teacher must observe the students' activities. He must ensure each group member, the members of all the members of group contributes and maintains a democratic atmosphere. He must observe the students to avoid the mistakes, and he must encourage students to participate to do work in collaborative way. Okay, this is the role of teacher in project method. Next, we have the advantages of the project method. This project method is grounded on psychological learning laws, which means it proceeds from concrete to abstract situation. And this project method promotes a freedom and creativity among the children. It develops self confidence, discipline, and introduces democracy in the education. How it introduces democracy in education means, we have already discussed, while assigning the project, teacher must not impose the project on them. It should be born out of students interest, and there must be a democratic situation in the students in the classroom, where students can select projects out of their interest. So like this, it introduces the democracy in education. It promotes freedom and creativity among the children. It develops self confidence and discipline. Okay, and next advantage is it fosters the mutual exchange of ideas. It provides the satisfaction in completing of assigned work. It offers real life experience. See, this is the very important point. In project method, students will do or everything by themselves. So it offers real life experiences. It offers the skill of handling operators, hands-on experiences to the students. Okay. It stimulates interest in the science and encourages critical thinking. It stimulates interest in the science and encourages critical thinking among the students. It also develops the scientific attitude among the students. So these are all the advantages of project method. Next, let's look into the disadvantages. The first disadvantage of this project method is time consuming. It requires a lot of time to fulfill the project. And second one is it demands significant teacher effort. Like teacher will be performing different activities in the school. Most of his activities won't demand much of his effort, but this project method demands a significant teacher effort. Most of the effort must be made by the teacher. He must give the project, he must supervise, he must avoid any accidents, he must guard the students, he must monitor, he must guide everything. And this method is costly. Why? Because due to tours, excursions, and equipment purchases, it involves very costly. It leaves gaps in pupils' knowledge. Like if a student is involved most of time in project, other things he won't learn. So it leaves a gaps in pupils' knowledge. Some projects may be out of the student's capacity. Some projects will be very difficult, and it may not be match the student's capability to complete that. And projects in inexperienced teacher, this point is very important. If teacher is not experienced in handling the projects, it may lead to unwanted results. Okay, so this is the major disadvantage of this method. Inexperienced teacher, project in hands of inexperienced teacher may lead to unwanted results. And another point is a regular school timetable won't support this project method, and there is no proper books to guide us children on this project method. The books on this project method have not been published yet in our country. Okay, these are all the disadvantages. So, quick recap. Today in this class, we have discussed about project method, its meaning, steps, role of teacher, advantages and disadvantages. Okay, I have given the PPT in detail. If you want, you can pause the video and take down the notes. If you refer this material, it's more than enough. Okay, thanks for having your time with us. If you like our content, please subscribe to our channel and share with your friends. Okay, thank you.